to make your journey of learning English smooth and enjoyable.
All right, get ready because this deep dive is going to be all about how we express love, appreciation, but we're going to kind of put a spin on things. Instead of the classic "I love you," we're going to be checking out a list of 10 phrases, and I think you'll be surprised by just how much more you can say with them.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Just a few words, and you can really dig into the feelings there, almost like a secret code for all those different emotions. You know what I mean?
Okay, so tell me more. I'm definitely interested.
Mm.
Our source material today is, well, it's a pretty straightforward list, but what we can get out of it is anything but simple. We're talking about romantic relationships, sure, but also friendships and families, even in the workplace, believe it or not.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes, I love you, just it doesn't quite hit the mark. And these phrases, the other phrases we're going to talk about, they let you be a lot more, I guess you could say specific, more impactful even.
Okay, well, let's get into it then. Hit me with the first phrase.
All right, so the first one, it's I care about you. Sounds pretty basic, right? But don't let that fool you.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that could be more meaningful than just a simple "I love you," depending on the situation.
Yeah, exactly. Think
Yeah.
about it. You're telling someone straight up that you care about their well-being. That's empathy, and empathy builds trust, right? It builds a connection.
So it's not really about romantic love.
Mm.
It's more about showing that you're genuinely concerned about them.
Right. Which makes it pretty useful. Like if you have a
Yeah.
friend and then they're going through a hard time, or maybe you want to be there for a family member but don't want to get into that whole, the whole love thing.
That's true.
Hmm.
With "I care about you," there's no pressure. It's clear and it gets the point across without making things weird.
Sometimes being sincere like that, it says way more than some big showy declaration.
Okay, I'm starting to see what you mean. So, what's next on the list?
Okay, number 2, we've got you mean so much to me. Now this one, it really amps up that personal connection.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. It's like you're telling someone they have a special place in your life, but in a way that's really genuine.
Exactly. It's not just acknowledging that they're there. You're telling them that they matter, that they have an impact on you.
It's making me think about, love languages. If someone's love language is words of affirmation, hearing "you mean so much to me," that could be huge for them.
Absolutely. For them, that speaks directly to their need to hear it, to hear that affection. But even if words of affirmation aren't their main thing, it still makes an impact.
Okay, so we've covered caring about someone and valuing them. What else is there? How many other ways can we express affection?
Well, number 3, this one brings in a sense of security, like you can rely on this person. I'm always here for you.
Oh, that's definitely something you want to hear when you're struggling, like a safety net.
Yeah. It's like you're saying, no matter what happens, I've got your back.
I bet that could even make a relationship stronger. Like if you're already close to someone and they say that, it kind of reinforces the bond.
Exactly. And it works in all sorts of situations, too. A friend who's got a tough choice to make, a family member who's dealing with a loss, even a coworker who's having trouble at work.
It makes me think about, you know, actually being there for people,
Mhm.
not just saying the words, but actually doing something.
Right, you have to follow through. But just knowing that someone has your back can make all the difference.
Okay, I'm really liking this deep dive. So what's next?
Okay, get ready for this one. This one's warm and fuzzy. Number 4 is, you're very special to me.
Oh, I love it. It's so direct and personal.
We all need to feel seen and valued, right?
Yeah.
That's what this phrase does.
Like you're saying, you stand out from everyone else I know, and that feeling of being singled out, but in a good way, that can be really powerful.
Imagine someone saying that to you. It's an instant boost, right? It makes you feel good about yourself, like you're truly appreciated.
I wonder, do you think this one would be especially good for someone who has, self-esteem issues?
That's a good point. It's like a little pep talk, reminding them that they're worthwhile and reminding yourself to see the good in them.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these phrases, they're almost like, I don't know, like tools you can use to build your relationships.
Exactly. And that's what's so great about them. By understanding the little differences between them, you can use them to really nurture your relationships and make them stronger.
Well, I'm hooked. What's next?
Okay, let's talk about gratitude. Number 5 is, I truly appreciate you.
Oh, gratitude. That's a powerful thing. But how is that different from just saying thank you?
Thank you is good for a specific thing, right? Like if someone does something for you, but I truly appreciate you. That's bigger, you know. It's about the whole person, their whole impact on your life.
Oh, I see. Like you're saying, I see all the things you do, and they all matter to me.
That's it. Think about someone who's always there for you. A close friend, a family member, maybe even someone you work with who makes your job better. This is how you thank them for just being there.
It makes me think about those people who are always there for us, but we don't always, you know, give them the credit they deserve.
You got it. And this phrase is how you tell them that you do see them and you value them.
Okay, I'm already thinking of people I need to say this to.
Yeah.
So, what else is there? What's next?
Okay, get ready for a boost of happiness. This one's great. Number 6, it's you make me happy.
It's simple and it's straight to the point. I like it. It's like a shot of good vibes.
Everyone likes to know that they make someone else happy, right? It's a great way to acknowledge the positive impact someone has on you.
I notice it's about how they make you feel. It's not like you're just complimenting them, you know?
Exactly. And that's what makes it feel genuine. You're not just saying, you're great. You're sharing how much joy they bring you.
I think this one could work for anyone. Your significant other, your best friend, even that barista who always remembers how you like your coffee.
Exactly. And it's a good reminder that we find happiness in those everyday interactions, you know, appreciating the people who make our days better, even in little ways.
Okay, I'm ready for the next one. What's number 7?
All right, hold on to your hat for this one. Number 7 is, I can't imagine life without you.
Oh, wow. Okay. This one's definitely more intense. This is more than just liking someone or appreciating them.
Definitely. This one's for those people who are, you know, truly essential in your life. You're saying that your lives are intertwined, that you depend on them.
It's like you're saying you're such a big part of who I am that I can't even fathom you not being there.
And that feeling of being indispensable, of being someone's everything, that can be really powerful. It speaks to a deep level of love and commitment.
Yeah, it's not something you'd say to just anyone, but at the right time, it can be really meaningful.
For sure. You're saying this person can't be replaced, that your life wouldn't be the same without them.
It makes me think about, you know how relationships change over time? Like you probably wouldn't say this to someone you just started dating, but maybe after years together, it feels right.
You're exactly right. The right phrase, it all depends on the relationship, how close you are, and how long you've known each other.
Man, this deep dive is amazing. Okay, what's next? Number 8.
All right, let's lighten things up a bit. Number 8 is, you're the best part of my day.
Ooh, I like this one. It's playful, it's lighthearted, but it's still really sweet.
And it can really brighten someone's day, can it? It's like, you're my little ray of sunshine.
And you don't have to save it for romantic relationships. You could say this to your kid, your parents, a friend, anyone who makes you happy.
That's right. And think about it. You're not just telling them you appreciate them. You're making them feel good. And that can spread, you know.
All right, we're on a roll. What's number 9?
We're going back to gratitude with this one. I'm grateful for you.
We talked about gratitude before, but this one feels different, like maybe more personal.
Yeah, it is. It's about the individual person. You're not just appreciating what they do. You're saying you're grateful that they exist, that they're in your life.
It's like saying, just having you in my life is a gift. That's deep.
And it can mean so much to the person you say it to. They feel cherished, like they're valued for just being themselves.
I think this one's especially important in those long-term relationships because it's easy to, to start taking each other for granted. And this reminds you to appreciate each other.
Exactly. It rekindles that appreciation. It reminds you why you fell for them in the first place.
Okay, I'm ready. What's the last one? The grand finale.
All right, here it is. Number 10, you're my everything.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're in deep love territory now. This is like giving your whole heart to someone, saying they mean the world to you.
Like saying you're my sun and moon and stars. It's about two people becoming one, a deep connection.
I can picture someone saying this during a really passionate moment, or maybe just whispering it when they're, really close. It's a loaded phrase, for sure.
Absolutely. You wouldn't say it in every relationship, but when it's right, it's powerful.
So we've made it through all 10 phrases. I'm amazed by all the different emotions we talked about, from just caring about someone to deep, passionate love.
It's amazing how much you can say in just a few words, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm already thinking about how I can use these phrases, with the people I care about to strengthen those connections.
That's what this deep dive is all about. It's not just about understanding the phrases, it's about giving you the tools to use them in your own life and make your relationships better.
Well, you've definitely done that. Okay, so we've talked about these 10 different ways to say, more than just I love you. And I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about all this.
Yeah, it's like we've unlocked this whole new way to, talk about our feelings.
I'm starting to see how just changing the words a little can totally change, how the message comes across.
I love you is great, but let's be real, sometimes it can get a little too familiar, you know?
It's like that dish you always order at your favorite restaurant. It's good, but maybe it's time to try something new.
Exactly. These other phrases, they spice things up a bit, right? Keeps things interesting. Make sure those feelings don't get lost in the everyday shuffle.
But I'm also thinking like, okay, this is all great, but how do I actually, use these phrases in real life?
That's where you got to trust your gut a little and maybe have a bit of a plan. The key is to think about what's going on, who you're talking to, and what you want them to know.
So like, I care about you might be good for someone you don't know that well who's going through something. But you're my everything is probably a bit much for that brang.
You got it. It's all about matching the intensity of the phrase to the relationship, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. And I'm thinking, people are different too. Some people love big gestures and all that, and others, maybe they like it more low-key.
It's like you're speaking their emotional language. Just like we all have different ways we like to be shown love, we have different ways we like to show it.
It makes me think about that saying, actions speak louder than words. What if you say these phrases, but you don't, back them up?
That's a good point. Words are powerful, but they got to match what you do. It's got to be a two-way street.
So it's not just about the words themselves, it's about how you say them too.
Exactly. Your tone, your body language, whether you're making eye contact, it all matters.
Like if someone said, "You're very special to me," but they were like mumbling it and looking at their phone, the words wouldn't mean much then.
Nope, not at all. You got to be present. Look them in the eye and let them see how you really feel. And sometimes, even a touch, a hug, that can really add to the message.
So you're creating this whole experience.
Mm.
It's more than just words.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, so we've talked about our personal relationships, but what about work? Could you use these phrases at work?
Ooh, that's interesting. We tend to think of work as, all business. But showing appreciation, that can really help build a good team.
Imagine your boss saying, "I truly appreciate your dedication to this project." That would feel good, wouldn't it?
You bet. And it's not just bosses. Coworkers can use these phrases to support each other too. Creates a better environment for everyone.
Like if a coworker said, "Hey, I'm always here for you if you need help with anything," suddenly that big deadline doesn't seem so bad.
It's all about building that sense of, we're all in this together.
This has been so eye-opening. I'm really starting to see how these phrases, they can make a difference in our personal lives and at work.
And don't forget, language is always changing. These 10 phrases, they're a good starting point. But maybe they'll give you ideas for even more ways to connect with people.
So it's not about memorizing a list. It's about learning how to, express yourself better and choosing your words carefully.
Exactly. And the more we get comfortable with sharing how we feel, who knows, maybe we'll even come up with our own phrases.
Ooh, that's a great challenge for our listeners.
Yeah.
Take these phrases and get creative with them. See what you can come up with.
Love it.
This deep dive is reminding me that we can all create more loving and supportive environments, whether it's at home or at work.
It all starts with paying attention to our words and what we're really trying to say.
Well said. We've been on quite the journey today, exploring all these different ways to express ourselves.
We have, from just simple care all the way to, deep love, whole range of emotions.
And I think the biggest takeaway for me is that words really do matter. It's like we've got this whole new set of tools we can use to make our relationship stronger and more meaningful.
And the best part is you don't need to, do anything big or fancy. It's those little moments that count.
So it's not about waiting for the right time. It's about making these expressions part of your everyday life.
Right, like, sending a quick text to your brother or sister and saying, "You make me happy," or calling your parents to tell them how much you appreciate their support, even writing a note to a coworker to thank them for their hard work.
Those little things, they can make a big difference. They remind us that love isn't just a feeling, it's something you do.
Yeah, and when we start paying more attention to what we say, you'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes. Not just for us, but for the people around us too.
Imagine if everyone was, just freely sharing how much they appreciate each other, using these phrases to lift each other up.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? And it starts with each of us, just being a little more mindful of the words we use and what we're trying to say.
This deep dive has really got me thinking. How about you?
I'm feeling inspired to try out these phrases myself and see what happens.
Me too. And I hope our listeners are feeling the same way.
I'm sure they are.
So before we go, I want to give our listeners a challenge. Pick one of the phrases we talked about today and try it out on someone you care about. See how it feels, see how they react, and let us know what happens. I think you might be surprised by how powerful these simple words can be.
And remember, expressing love and appreciation, it's a journey, not a destination. So keep exploring, keep trying new things, and keep those connections strong.
That's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. Until next time, stay curious and keep those hearts open.